Welcome everyone, you're watching Girl Talk. I'm your host Anna Karina, and later we have founder of the popular blog Forever 20-somethings, Samantha Matt, joining us, and she'll be giving us an insight on the girl world and her thought catalog article that went viral, so make sure not to miss out. But for now, I'd like to introduce the duo that'll be helping me dissect some hot topics of the week. First, we have Steve Humer. He's ridiculously handsome and intelligent. I don't even know how he's single. Come on, ladies.
Oh, wow, too much.
Too
I'll
much.
take it, though. I'll take it.
And we also have Jessica Perry, who I like to describe as the perfect girlfriend because she drinks beer and she likes all things girly.
Thanks.
So she's
All right.
perfect.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for being here today.
Of course,
Always.
especially with that compliment.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime. Come
I-
back anytime.
I just
Resist.
butter you up so you can be a better co-host. But so let's get started, okay? So first story, it's all over now. Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes, after 3 years of dating, are finally pregnant with their first child. So sad. She's due in October, and I'm hoping that it's October 25th, so I have a new reason to cry on my birthday instead of just being really drunk this year. But honestly, they're parents. They're going to be parents now. Are they still hot? That's my question. Are they still hot? They
I
are?
mean, I was just going to say the terms MILF and DILF exist for a reason.
Yeah.
They're basically like the epitome of those terms. They're going to be such good-looking parents, and their baby's going to be beautiful. They're going to be like
Too
one of those
beautiful.
like cute little magazine families. Yeah. So it's sad, but I mean, I think it's great. I feel like a lot of couples don't even make it 3 years dating.
Yeah, it's a long time. I didn't even realize it was that long. I feel like they kept their relationship kind of really private.
Right.
She was, I mean, she's been pregnant for, what, 5 months, something like that, and no one knew, and now it's like coming out like viral and everything, but they did a really good job of hiding it. But I do feel like there's that little inkling of once, this is gonna sound terrible, once someone has a child, that they almost lose a little bit of hotness. I don't know. Steve.
A little bit. No, I see it. And I mean, Eva's 40. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
She's old. Like, that's old. No, it is. It is. 40 to have a child?
She looks great though. Wow.
She does.
But yeah, you're right. She's a little. That's a little older to have a
Definitely,
kid.
yeah.
But for men, I feel like there's a double standard. It's like, ooh, now he's getting more handsome. He's rugged, and you know.
I mean, 33 is like your prime still. They say 31 is like the most attractive age for a man.
Yeah.
And then like women is like 21, so it's a huge
Oh,
That's
difference.
so not true.
We're-
And
No, it's
also,
studies.
horrible thing to
Look
say
it
to
up.
two 21-year-olds.
Not
Are
being
we
rude on
past
purpose.
it? Are
By the
we-
way, you're at
You
your
guys are
prime.
done. All
Sometimes I'm
downhill.
like, this is, oh my God, this is my prime. I feel like this shouldn't be my prime. I still need to like work harder. I'm hoping 30. Come on, I thought you like 29-year-olds.
No, I do, but not because of the like the epitome of beauty, because they have so much else going for her. I mean,
Yeah.
Eva Mendes has like a lot going. Like if it's only about hotness, like Ryan Gosling would find a 25-year-old, but he probably likes that she's more mature, willing to listen,
Beautiful.
you know, probably a better mother. But they do say they're not getting married, so that's like, how does
That's
that?
That was my.
Still, I feel like, I mean, it's more popular now to not get married, but I still feel like if you're having kids and you're not getting married, that's still like a little iffy.
It's tough.
That
yeah.
was my next kind of question. It's like, I feel like in the celeb world, there are so many couples who have kids before married, like Mila and Ashton, Brad and Angelina, they're, you know, Jessica and Eric. Tons of people don't get married. But, so is it more accepted in the celeb world? And to just, because you're financially stable, you're like, we don't have to get married. We know we're good. You know, I feel like
it just makes everything harder because I think when you're a celebrity, there's so many other things that you already have to face. Like your entire relationship is public, basically.
yeah.
So I feel like when you're married, at least you have like some of that that's private. But if you're dating, I feel like everyone's just gonna keep questioning, like, oh, they could break up at any second, and like anytime one of you is seen out with somebody else, I feel like they're gonna be like, oh, is this relationship on the rocks or whatever, like stupid paparazzi say. But I don't know.
too
I
much.
think it's really exciting.
We're good. We are happy for them. That's the fun. We're happy for them. Congratulations. Have beautiful kids.
Yeah.
So guys, the World Cup has officially come to an end and the Germans have won. Germany, love you. I said you were going to win from the very beginning. Some highlights include really nothing for the first 112 minutes, to be honest, because I was watching it. Followed by the winning goal by Germany's Mario Götze, the 22-year-old. And when I saw him, I thought this man is going to score a goal, not joking, when they first brought him in. Also followed by his teammate Bastian Schweinsteiger, falling to the ground pretty much the entire time. It was a little anticlimactic, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, it actually sucked. I hated it.
Yeah.
I thought it's boring. I mean, I feel like most Americans actually think soccer is super boring.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, I feel like it's also anticlimactic because we weren't one of the countries that was in the game. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like if we were in Germany, it would be like such a huge deal, like such a big party. In America, it's like either team that wins, it's like,
Right.
oh, that's great.
Cool.
Good for them. Like, the World Cup's over. It was-
Yeah, it's kind of like everyone just got up and was like, all right,
Yeah, we're
time to
like,
go
yeah,
home.
thank God.
Been
And
there, done that.
Germany was obviously getting drunk. Like they probably
Oh,
already
they were
were.
crazy.
I was gonna say,
They
it's Germany.
destroyed that night. I was really hoping for Argentina to win,
Me too.
honestly. But in the beginning, I was saying, and none of my friends believed me, but I was like, you know, Germany's a great team. They're
Okay,
gonna come back
she
up.
says this now.
No, I swear, I was like, Germany's a great team. They're gonna make it to the end. I was like, what are you talking about? Look it, they won. But what are your predictions for 2018? Isn't that sad? That's every 4 years. I don't even realize how much I'm aging until the next World Cup comes. I'm like, wow, what have I
Yeah.
done?
Yeah, we'll
Wow.
be 25.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll be 27.
Oh.
Don't start with me.
We'll be
no.
talking to you. You're too old.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
way too old, right?
I
No, I'm
really,
not even at my peak.
I hope the U.S. I mean, it would be kind of nice to see them go to the end. Maybe.
I don't see it. They're just not cut out for it. I don't know.
I don't know enough about
It's
soccer.
always European teams. It's always the same teams too. It's
Yeah.
so fun.
It's also like the articles that come out, like who has the hottest wives. That was honestly the biggest press of the World Cup. It's like which team players have the hottest wives. Surprisingly, Germany also won, so I feel like they won in both
Wow.
areas. So
That's really nice.
more power to them. It's over. We're done. We don't care about soccer anymore after
Nope,
that.
all done.
we can't pretend anymore. Okay, guys. This one, if you want to be really jealous and mutually disgusted at the same time, check out the Rich Kids of Instagram Tumblr, which features the Instagrams of the wealthiest teenagers across the world. Some photos include yachts, Rolexes, sunbathing on the Amalfi Coast. And the captions, they appeal to everyone, really. They're really helpful. Like the Instagram teen, Alex Pod, said, always make sure to tip your pilot and co-pilot $10,000. Hashtag rules of flying private. Isn't that nice? Isn't that
It's
nice?
really nice.
Isn't that so relatable?
So this is definitely like one of my guilty pleasures. I'm embarrassed to say, but I follow like Lives of the Elite on
Oh,
Instagram and like all of those Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, whatever. And I just think it's like so interesting because sadly, this is probably a life that I'm never gonna lead unless I like randomly win $1 billion.
Yeah,
Because
become an heiress.
yeah,
like,
exactly.
royal.
That's or marry like a prince,
Yeah.
which hey, I'm single, but
Okay.
I
yeah.
mean, it's probably not gonna happen. So I feel like it's really fun to like get to see into that world. It's like
Yeah.
watching. It's like why people watch trash TV. Like, it's just a different life than you lead, and so it's kind of fun to just watch it. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty harmless. If they want to like show it off and they need to do that, then fine.
It makes them feel better.
Yeah.
And like, Lord knows they're having fun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know.
No, I like that. Like you're more about like living through them, but at the same time, I see it as like you can like your beliefs are different when you see that, like what's possible, what
Yeah.
people are having, and like it's okay to want these things and like yachts and nice stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that drives like our desire. Like we all want things, right? But you have to
so
know that
bad.
it exists.
So bad.
And I mean, we're so young. We could still do a lot. I mean, like the girl, like, but you could start like a business right now, and you could take off, and you could live a pretty nice life if you are
Completely.
working towards that.
Right.
And so seeing that's actually, I like it. I don't mind it. And I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, they're spoiled, whatever, screw them. But
Well, I mean, an author, Maya Sloan, she just wrote a book based on the Tumblr. So it's called Rich Kids of Instagram. It's this book, and it's supposed to be hilarious. It shows their personal lives and how maybe they're not completely, you know, the spoiled kids we think they are, but a kind of hilarious twist of like, you know, sex and partying and drugs and what they really feel, and you know that their privilege is almost not a burden, but you know what I mean? Like they don't even see the other side, so you can't completely hate them for it. So it should be a really interesting read. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna try to read it with my eyes open. I don't even know what those people, you know, people who suffer and you know from poverty think of those of the rich, the 0.01%, you know. So that's what I would really like to find out. You know, we're in the middle ground, so we can see both halves, but
right.
it would be really nice to see you know, the Paralympics.
I'd be more interested in like the happiness levels of these people.
Oh yeah.
Because like, I mean, you'll find like the people that like live really dirt poor, like life's so simple that they actually are happier than these like rich people that are trying to, you know, compete and like stay afloat and have a nicer watch and yacht than this guy.
Oh my
like
God.
that actually sucks. Like I don't, like you want the life,
I
but
was
you,
gonna say, I don't know how bad
you
it would
get
suck
so
if I was on a
tired
yacht.
of it. Come on, you get so tired of it.
Probably. No, I think both sides like definitely have ups and downs, and it just depends on where you're
Yeah.
coming from and how you, I guess, like keep your like wherewithal.
You're,
I
you know,
guess.
grounded to earth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another thing of like parenting, because you could have the wealthiest parents and they're like, you got to work for it, then you're gonna grow up just like us. They just have more perks. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I agree, but that would be an interesting little
Definitely,
experiment.
yeah.
Steve, it's all on you. Gotta follow up and do it. Recently, this one makes me so happy. American gymnast Casey Candazzaro has become the first woman to reach the American Ninja Warriors finals by completing an impossible obstacle course in Dallas. She's 5 feet tall, okay, 100 pounds. So that's me, kind of.
Pretty
not
much
really.
you,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much me, but like not. She's like pure muscle. But I'm just in awe of how she completed this obstacle without breaking a sweat.
She just like made it look so easy. Like I've watched it a couple of times now, and every time I'm like waiting for her to like really start shaking or look like she's gonna throw up or like something, because this course is crazy. She's like
Impossible.
doing the most ridiculous stuff. She's so tiny, so the only way she can do a lot of it is by like using her body and like propelling herself by like swinging and then like just lurching off and grabbing something else. And it's like, I can't even believe that she does some of this stuff. And yeah, she just makes it look so easy.
She's like, hey, I did it. Like her upper arm strength is incredible, and she's not like too bulk
I
where
was
it's
gonna
like
say, she doesn't look jacked. Like she
Yeah.
doesn't, like female bodybuilders look way bigger than her, and I bet like some of them probably couldn't do this. So
I completely agree. Is she like a crush of yours? I feel like
She's-
men would
I
love
was gonna say,
that.
we were just watching this, and
Yeah,
Steve's
we
like,
just
wow, she's
watched
so
this.
hot.
And
She is.
She's good looking,
Yeah.
which is okay. There's plenty of good looking girls, but then she's doing like gymnasts, like really complex stuff, and you're like, I love this girl,
Incredible.
and it's like it's attractive to be able to do something at that level, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, making it look easy. But I mean,
so
like
easy.
like it's part genetics. Like not anybody could do what she's doing,
Yeah.
but it
I
still
could not.
requires
I
like the hard
could not.
work, and she's probably spent like 15 years.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, she
like
used to
everyone's
be a
jealous, but
gymnast.
that's a lot of work. People forget like this isn't just something she woke up and
It was
yeah,
like-
oh, be jealous. It's so easy. Like no, she's probably busted her ass forever to get to this point.
And she looked great doing it. She looked perfect, and she was so happy. And her trainer is her boyfriend. And so when he came
They
at
were
the
really
end
cute,
and like
yeah.
crawled up the thing too, because he's super fit and can do that without like falling and dying. And then they hugged. I almost had a tear in my eye. It was so sentimental.
Yeah.
And I was like, there I am being a girl again, an emotional
Look at
girl.
you.
But more power to her. I mean, you know what we could do though? We could do one of those Spartan races, something like that. I feel like that's feasible.
I wouldn't look as hot doing it. You're like, oh my god.
I was gonna say, I've
like,
ran a couple
pouring
5Ks,
sweat.
and that makes me feel like pretty good about myself. Where I'm pretty content with that.
I just get angry when I work out, and like, you know, sometimes I'll run maybe with a friend or boyfriend or something. They'll be looking at me. I'll just get angry. Like, why are you looking at me? Like, I'm not happy. Who's happy to run? Are you happy to run?
No, I don't
people are
run.
so
I don't know why you
weird.
run. It's on you.
So, you know, you have to do it. You have to take care of your body, all that stuff. Summer fitness, guys, come on.
I walk to work. That's my
Yeah,
summer
a
fitness.
Walk.
too.
Walking's healthier.
You burn the same amount of calories as running, but you can also, you know, go more distance running in the same amount of time. Little fun fact, little fun scientific fact to end the
That was
discussion.
very nice touch.
But you guys are the best. I just smile looking at you. Look at you.
Yeah, I've been smiling this whole time.
Aw, well, it's always a pleasure. And so everyone stay tuned, because we'll be talking to Samantha Matt when we get back, and you won't want to miss out. So we'll be back after this break. Hi, everyone. We're back with Girl Talk. And with me is the founder and editor-in-chief of the very popular blog and one I love to read so much, Forever 20-somethings, Samantha Matt. Thanks so much for being here, Sam.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
First off, I love your blog. I read it. It makes me laugh. And in today's society, I feel like everyone has a blog. Like, I have a blog. People have food blogs. I have travel blogs. So how did you create your blog, and how did you make it stand out so much? Because it's so popular. It's very popular in like the
Thank
girl
you.
world.
I hope it's popular. I started it over 3 years ago in March of 2011. I graduated from college in 2010, and after that it took me a long time to find a full-time job.
Okay, understandable.
It's not easy. So I looked for 8 months, and I had internships. I, did the whole thing, job searching. It was a rough time, but I got through. And when I did get my first job, I was doing video production for a corporate company, and I was kind of bored a lot.
Right.
That happens.
It's not
First
always.
job, there wasn't a lot for me to do, and I had always wanted to start my own blog because around that time, Twitter was popular, but not as much as it became like that year. And I started a blog on a whim. My first post was like, I'm going to talk about movies, drinking, music, fashion, and
Girls
myself.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
but it was totally personal. It was like a free template on WordPress, whatever. So after a few posts of me writing about like my day and Captain Morgan and going out, I started posting on Facebook, and people responded to it. And that was pretty crazy for me, that people I hadn't talked to in years were like, we love what you're doing.
Wow.
It's inspired me to work out. Like one girl about a workout post, which was awesome to me.
Yeah, wow.
And I started a Twitter page. I started a Facebook specifically for the blog, and it picked up from there. And people started contacting me about wanting to write articles, and it just went
feel like
from
it blew
there
up,
out
though.
of nowhere. Yeah.
Well, one thing I love about your blog so much is that, yourself as a writer, but all your writers, they're just so honest that it's hilarious. Like, you're not trying to prove anything. You're just, like, saying the honest truth. This is what it is. And I love that so much because I feel like I don't have to pretend to be someone. This is who girls are. This is them at their natural state. So how do you find those kind of topics to write about where you can be honest? Like, where does your inspiration come from?
Everyone always asks me that, and I don't even know if I have a straight answer about that. It comes from everything.
Okay.
Life, a lot of what I wrote about 3 years ago was about the job search and just graduating from college, living back at home with the parents, dating, everything. And as I've grown older, not older, the
Not
blog
old,
has
not
too.
older.
And it appeals to, we have writers that are in their late 20s, their mid 20s, like me, I hope I'm in my mid 20s, and early 20s that have just graduated. So there's like a wide range of topics that everyone touches on.
Right.
So I definitely get my inspiration from things that are happening in the moment for me. And then in my phone, I keep my notes. I keep a list of random topics that I think of.
Okay.
It comes from everywhere.
Yeah.
Like anything that would happen, like I got a sunburn, so I wrote about sunburns.
It's so easy. That's why we love reading it though, because it's like, oh, I can relate to this. Like, oh my gosh. But is there any topic for you that's like a little bit taboo or something like you don't necessarily share, but someone else might share? That's what I want to know.
I've definitely grown with what I write about. Like, at first, I was definitely, pretty timid to write about racy topics. And, like, my parents are going to read this.
Yeah.
Employers could read this. And I was like, oh, I better not. But then I noticed that the racier the writing, the more the views.
That's crazy, isn't it? It's
and not
so
even,
true.
racier, but also the more honest. And people love it. So now I'd say not really.
Right.
I'd write about anything unless I had no idea about the topic.
Right. So it's like has to be personal. It can't just be like, oh.
I wouldn't put like really personal. I try to steer away from very personal stories.
Okay.
I would write them myself, but the blog is really about appealing to everyone.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Well, and so you had an article on Thought Catalog called 10 Struggles of Being Not Fat but Not Skinny Either that went viral, and it was huge, and I read it and I loved it. And I loved it because it it was funny and it was, you know, oh my God, that's hilarious. But at the same time, it was so true. You know, like little experiences like going to the beach. You don't want to take your cover up while you're standing up off. You know, you want to like lay down. So I commend you for writing that because it was hilarious. But I feel like it's also still like a sensitive subject for women to read, or, you know, you made it funny, but how was it actually writing it?
So I had no idea that many people were going to react to it and relate to it. I wrote it for, you know, the every girl, the one who's not skinny, but not, you know,
not completely, you know, overweight. It's just something inside of them is like, oh, something's wrong or whatever.
And when I posted it to Facebook the first time, started getting a lot of likes and comments from girls that I consider very, very thin. And I was like, okay, I guess everyone relates to this. And guys started commenting, people were contacting me, emailing, and these people were by all means from every type of size and shape.
Okay.
I mean, everyone. Not everyone related to it, but a lot of people did, obviously.
Definitely. That's the great part of it. It's relatable from both ends because you found the middle ground, you know? So the general feedback was kind of, I feel like it's a praise almost of like, good for you, you wrote this, or this helped me so much, or.
So, I mean, it's different for everyone because everyone takes things online differently. Some people take it as a personal attack. Some people think that I'm writing what goes on in my head and only my head. But when I write stuff, I try to write for, you know, a general group of people and try to get inside other people's heads. And I've always been interested. I went to school for television and I love writing. So I think in terms of, you know, creating something like writing in the voice of the every person, something that everyone can relate to but would never say out loud. Like, how many girls would admit at the beach that they don't want to take their cover up off? Like, we all know that it's not an easy thing.
I know, it's almost like you want to, it's not pretending, but you want to feel like, oh, I'm cool with that. And it's like, I'm sure there are people who are. There are definitely people who are, but I feel like the average girl is a little vulnerable to those situations. And that's why it was so great. But I really liked what you just said about when you're writing, it's almost, you're writing for so many people that it's balancing not offending people, but being honest, which is the line that, you know, you kind of have to walk against. And on a kind of similar note, I feel like technology nowadays on the internet, there are so many articles. You know, I feel like BuzzFeed was the first example of this, but now it's kind of that arbitrary number of like 39 reasons you should go to the mall, or like 12 reasons you shouldn't walk your cat, like something really different. And I feel like have articles strayed away from kind of just a straightforward, you know, paragraph, you know, this is my idea. Have we made it too easy for people to read when it's like comment picture, comment picture?
It's getting ridiculous. I know that. It's all about the title of the article and getting people to click on it. And if you see an article on Facebook and it says, you know, 10 reasons why you're awesome, or like, I'm really awesome, which one are you going to read? You're going to read the list, because people don't want to, they don't want to read something long. They want to know that they're going to be in and out of the article very quickly. And so if they have a number, then it's kind of like you're reading and you know when it's going to end. But if it's just all this text, I feel like our generation just is like, words, and they don't want anything to do with it.
And I'm a follower of it too. As much as I'm like, oh no, you know, we need like messages and general points. I'm like, I'm going for the 12 reasons. And so, but to end, what is the future of Forever 20-somethings? What are you hoping to write about, or what's, you know, something in the future for us to look forward to?
So the future is unknown. I would hope that the website can become, you know, a pretty bigger website, definitely. I mean, we have a decent amount of followers, but I'm always striving for more.
Which is good. That's good.
I definitely want, you know, more writers. I'm always looking for writers. I'm always looking for help. We just want to, you know, make everyone, girls and guys that are in their 20s or even older than that, know that they're not alone in, you know, getting through the quarter life crisis and navigating
not
the world.
alone. Not alone, everyone. Well, Sam, thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Everyone should binge on Forever 20-somethings at forever20somethings.com. Check out her blog. Check out all the writers, the articles. It's awesome. And definitely make sure to follow Girl Talk on Twitter. And I can't thank you enough for being here. So
Thank you too. It was so much fun.
Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you soon.